And we now move to the next speaker, Mr. Vikrant Tomarji from Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. You have 10 minutes, all 10 minutes of yours. Go ahead, please.
Honorable Chair C20 Ammaji and respected Dais, I am speaking on behalf of Vivekanand Kendra, Chinmay Mission, IC and United Consciousness. Our group is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Namaste. When we say Namaste in India, as Swamiji mentioned, Namah means I bow down, Te means for you. I bow down in the divinity in you. I bow down in oneness for you. And how do I bow down? When I say Namaste, my thumb indicates towards my heart, my fingers indicates towards my head in cognition, and with my hands. It means I bow down to you with all my feelings, cognition, and in action also. India, that is Bharat. Bha stands for meditation. Highest degree of meditation. Rat means involved. A land which has been involved in the highest degrees of meditation. During those deep meditations, saints and seers of this mighty nation have realized the essential oneness we all have beyond this superficial duality. And that's why they said, Aham Brahmasmi. What they received from the universe was Aham Brahmasmi, I am the existence. And this is what Swami Vivekananda said when he said, Amritasya Putra. We all are the descendants of divinity. We all are one in consciousness. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Samasta Bhutanam, I exist in all being on the planet. And probably this is why this year G20 theme is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasu stands for all the flora, fauna, and all the beings. Dha means the land. So when we say Vasudha, every being on the planet is Vasudha. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So all beings on the planet are an extended family. This is what we mean when we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And that's why, because we are a family, one planet, one earth, one family, and we all share one future. Swami Vivekananda said that the difference between an amoeba and a Buddha himself is not of kind, but just of degree. We all are the same being, but the degree of manifestation of consciousness varies in amoeba and human beings. So human beings are supposed to be more conscious of their own responsibility. But unfortunately, over years, we have forgotten our true nature of oneness, and as Swami Vivekananda once said, became a Koop Manduk, the frog of a well, blissfully forgetting about the ocean of togetherness. And that led to one interesting scenario, that if you ask anybody which is the most intelligent species on the planet, people may get confused. Majority will say human beings, but they may mention some different names also. So we are the most intelligent species on the planet, but if I ask which is the most unhappy species on the planet, I'm sure nobody will have any doubt. So we know that we are the most intelligent and the least happy species on the planet. The reason is our limited identities. Because of that, we don't see Vasudha as a Kutumba, this planet as a Kutumba. What are these limited identities? So these limited identities are orthodoxy of religion. We have faced crusade, 1,000 years of war in the name of religion. Intolerant thoughts, capitalism versus communism. Millions of nuclear weapons, enough to convert Earth to a fireball, just because I can't stand your thought and you can't stand my thought. Wealth divides when rich look down on poor. Last presentation was speaking of the same. Class divide, Martin Luther King said, you can't create a class 1 nation with class 2 citizens in that. We also have the divide of region. Yesterday we talked about north-south divides. Fanatic nationalism, when I say my nation is great, this is fine. But the moment I use the language of superlatives, my nation is greatest or greater, how can I stand and sit with some other person of different nationality? Then the status, the divide of species. Human beings consider themselves the owner of all the species, and the ecosystem has got converted into ego system. The habitat. We think that whole habitat is for our pursuit. Rather than to serve the habitat, we started exploiting it, leads to global warming, racism. Then casteism, color divide, people can't breathe in many parts of the world. Gender divide, women had to fight for millenniums just to get equality in the society, and LGBTQ are still struggling to get the respect in the society still. So many divides, and that has snatched the happiness. And let me tell you one interesting thing. Recently, I visited United Nations, and I saw a very interesting figure which I want to share with you, which will help you to understand what all is going on the planet. Let me tell you the total military expenditure on this planet, on this Vasudha. It is $1,747 billion every year. So this is how much we spend to fight. And let me interestingly tell you, what is the total disarmament budget of the planet? Guess what? It is $0.69 billion. We spend $1,747 billion every year to fight. And for disarmament, 0.69. Interestingly, do you know what is the total budget of United Nations? It is $2.6 billion. But the budget of military expenditure is that much high. And I was just calculating for last 2 days, today and yesterday, we are talking about peace, bringing together oneness. While this conference will be over for 2 days, world would have already spent $9.5 billion to fight. Can you just imagine? This is the world we are living. It means with this limited budget of $2.6 billion, certainly UN cannot do it. And that's why the responsibility of CSO and C20 is very, very important. We need to make the change because we represent the common voice. And then that's why Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam as a group has identified that we need to re-establish the human values of oneness back to the planet. To bring that happiness together and to bring that oneness back to the planet, we have divided all Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam as a working group in 9 sub-themes. First sub-theme is education. As they say in scriptures, sa vidya ya vimuktaye. Something which liberates you from your limited identity is what is right education, bringing that education to people. Second is dharma. Ethics. Ethics, living in alignment to the natural order of the universe. Whatever is the natural order of the universe, everybody is responsibility bound. It is the responsibility of an electron to revolve round. Electron can't stop like, hey, just hold on. Let me talk about my rights and then I'll decide whether I want to revolve or not. Can we exist? So we need to take care of our responsibility. Rest everything will be taken care by itself. And then third is regenerative development, the ecology, which is the prime concern. Next is living oneness. We need to not only talk about oneness. When a child is born in Indian subcontinent, in India, the first thing that is echoed in his ear is called Aham Brahmasmi, you are the existence, and be responsible. Because you are existence. And then is sports are the very strong medium to connect with each other. Media and entertainment has to be responsible to bring this oneness. Next is business and economy. Economy should talk about global world domestic happiness rather than world domestic product only. And the world earth revering traditions. So that's why across the country we are doing many events. Around 47 events are already planned, and if you include events across the globe, we'll be touching around 75 events in this C20. This will be echoed from North India to South India, East to West, and from Australia to America, from Europe to Africa, all different continents, these events will be done. We are also working on developing a model G20. In the schools, we are also working on creating a coffee table book. We are also coffee table book so that all the similar traditions can be combined. Model G20, bringing this G20 model to the schools. We are also working on developing integrated manual of humanity. In this integrated manual of humanity, we will be inviting sacred sciences, sacred plus sciences plus earth-revering traditions to talk about oneness. And we will soon float to you a Google form so that in the WhatsApp groups, you can also contribute your opinion about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam so that your opinion can be taken on board. Soon it will be floated. And we are going to have an event in Chennai, 27th, 28th, and 29th of May. I invite all of you in this international conference. So I just like to tell you this, that the choice is not between one existence or not one existence. The choice world has today is one existence or no existence. Let's choose wisely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vikrant ji.